And also, here's another rant and rave from me. Um, Lately, there's these people that's online videotaping places that they claim that is a public place and everything. One of them is called the Long Island Audit. I'm sorry, but here's the thing. Mark, to mention about what they're doing is highly unlawful. People like a Long Island Audit and Audit the Audit and people like that are doing is illegal because you have to literally, I mean, you have to obey the rules. If someone in a government building, let's say a post office, asks you not to record, even though that you have it states that you can, but if they tell you not to for the safety of other patrons, stop fucking recording. You know, if you are in a state office, like a town hall or a courthouse, unless stated otherwise, unless given permission, and if it is here in the state of Tennessee, unless if it is in your situation of your case, you cannot, by no means, cannot record in a courthouse or a town hall. Now, I have been debating on it and thinking about recording me going to a public town meeting about all the crimes that have been on the rise here in Nashville. I have been thinking about it, but I need to make sure I have permission. These people do not have permission, which brings me to what happened on March 7th of last year. All right, there was a situation that happened, and I ended up trying to defend one of my neighbors, and it cost me a few hours in a hospital and some stitches in my right ear. But I did end up doing one thing, unless stated otherwise, unless if I am being charged with a crime, I do not have to identify myself. Well, the officer that asked me for my ID was stunned that I actually knew that. So I had to give my name to the EMS workers for the paperwork for the hospital. I told them Kenneth Pinkerton, and they kept on saying what, and I told them Kenneth Pinkerton, and because I do talk fast sometimes, a lot of time, well, all the time, it's one of the worst things I have to deal with. It's more like to me, it's in my opinion, it's a speech impediment that I talk fast, which gives me my stutter at times. But because of me talking fast, I try to refuse medical treatment. I didn't want medical treatment to begin with, but I tried to refuse it, and the male EMS worker ended up trying to go to the cops, and I heard him say, "Oh, he's probably on something because he's talking too fast." Dude, I talk fast any damn way. There are times that I have to act that I do talk slow. And if I do talk slow, it's for a fucking reason. You didn't add, the female cunt EMS worker did not ask me to slow down my talking. She literally continued to ask me to repeat my name. That's what I did. And she got upset about it because I was talking too fast. She didn't tell me, "Hey, can you slow down your name? Can you slow down and say your name?" She didn't say that. So it's not my fault that some cunt and dickhead thought I was on drugs or something. Now, the person who made me get those stitches, that asshole was on drugs, and so was the woman I tried to defend. Evidently, that was where I was wrong because that could have landed me in jail. Well, here's the thing. I get to the hospital with my phone, and I wanted to record what the doctors are saying for my own personal records. And here's the thing. They told me I could not, and I said, but I would be in a room would be in an area by myself around all of you, and it is also my First Amendment protected right. Yeah, that did not go so well with them. They literally said, if you start recording, you are you are to be liable for an arrest, and it would be against the law. And I'm like, but I'm in an area by myself and everything, and they did not care. So, you know, people like this, Long Island Audit the Audit, or these people that's, taking a fucking camera and doing this with, you know, with the police, stop doing that. Stop watching them. Don't give them the satisfaction by breaking the laws, because they are breaking the laws. When places tell you to stop doing something, especially when you're in yeah, you may be in a public place, but if you're in a post office or a police precinct location, or um, a government parking lot, and they ask you to stop recording, you need to do that, because eventually it's going to get to the point where you will end up getting arrested. That Long Island audit guy had been arrested multiple times. Yes, all the charges have been dismissed based on the First Amendment protected right. But if you watch how he ends up being defiant, based on the fact that, yes, he is in a public place, but he is also on a property that is known to be, like, say, a post office, a police precinct parking lot, or whatnot, and they ask him to stop, and he doesn't, there's no telling what could happen. Because evidently he is breaking the rule. It may not be a law, it may not be an ordinance, but it is still a lawful request by the government official on hand to ask him to stop recording. So, as I said, once I get my hands on a new body cam, because I will show you the body cam I have and tell you why I need to replace it. This is a Bob Love body cam. I need to replace it because the power button on here had messed up enough. I mean, yes, it will charge, but it won't. That's all it will do. It's like just a paperweight now. I just don't have the heart to get rid of it. But that's what I just don't have the heart to get rid of it. Um, but once I replace it, I am going to also get a probably do what I can of getting another phone, because I still have my phone. I just use that, my regular phone, for my business that I do. That's another completely different situation at hand. But I will have another phone specifically to do these recordings and everything. Um, so, and if the, I do these if I do this and I get told to stop recording, yes, I will stop. But I will tell them, look, before I stop recording, Sorry. Damn. Damn. Before I stop recording, please explain to the viewers of what is the repercussions if I don't do as you say. You know, just explain to them, you know, what is going to happen if I don't, and if I defy your orders, if I refuse identification, things like that. And if the cops will, and I'm hoping that the cops will be like, because I will explain to them about people like Long Island Audit and Audit the Audit and stuff like and junk like that. Hence why I'm not subscribed to them. And the very moment they realize, if they know who I'm talking speaking of, hopefully they will let me record just that time, just to for them to work with me on this. So, with that being said, welcome to the real world. The hunt is forever on.